Alrighty. I'll tell him. Miss Kimani knows that you're early for your meeting, so she's just clearing her desk and she'll be right with you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Lamex, what are you doing here?
I should be asking you the same. What are you doing here?
I'm here to see Mr. Mwako.
And I'm here to see Miss Elsie Kamona.
Lamex, sorry to keep you waiting, but I was expecting you in the next 15 minutes.
It's a good habit. That's not to be bad.
Shall we?
I'm Peace Sawe and I'm here to see Mr. Mwako.
Excuse me, did you say Peace Sawe?
Yes.
Are you two married?
In a manner of speaking, yes.
Sorry, but this firm cannot represent the both of you.
What?
Well, since I was here first, then you should represent me.
Excuse me? I called Mwako and Company 2 weeks ago to represent me. When did he call you?
I'm not sure, but I can check.
You should remember. This week, last week.
Last week, I guess.
There you have it.
What? Why does everything have to go your way? From the way I eat, how I dress, what I go to do the bathroom? You see, I've had enough of you. Listen very carefully. From now henceforth, things will go by my way. As you can see, I'm headed to the boardroom.
This is first come, first to be served. I called 2 weeks ago. Just get another company. They're representing me.
Ah, so you know it's coming to this farm. That's why you're trying to beat me at it.
Oh, grow up.
You see? Do you see why I'm divorcing her? Sarcasm. Every time she opens her mouth, it's only insult that comes out from the mouth. And I can't think anymore. I only hear a bickering noise in my head. I just can't take it anymore.
Why don't you take the microphone and tell the whole world?
To actually think I married you.
Like I care.
The husband called me, the wife called you, and they're at each other's throats at reception right now. Mwako, what do we do?
What do you mean?
Do we send both of them away? Do we pick one? If we pick one, a fight will ensue. If we send both of them away, then we miss out on the revenue. Mwako.
Yes.
A little input in this situation, please.
Like you said, whichever way you go, there will be a row.
What are you looking for?
This.
A coin.
Yes, toss it. Head for the wife, tail for the man. Whoever wins is represented by us. You toss it.
Are you serious?
Yes, go on, toss it.
Damned if I do, damned if I don't.
Hi Liz, could you come in here for a moment, please? Thanks.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, have you seen that Juakali line brief?
Last time I saw it, I was giving to you yesterday.
What about those letters that I was supposed to send to the ministry?
Yeah, those were on your desk along with the brief yesterday. Just keep looking for them.
Okay, this is what you need to do. Get me the drafts that I'd saved in the server. Print them out and bring them here for signing. And then go to the library and then get a copy of those documents that I'd... What?
Do I look like an intern to you?
I just need some help here, Liz. I just can't find anything in the library or on my desk, and mysteriously things seem to have been moved from here.
Nothing has been mysteriously moved, Joe. You're just a spoilt man, too accustomed to having an intern around to do your dirty work for you.
This is messing up my day. Just help me out. Even maybe just help me sort out this desk.
Please, you must be out of your mind. I have work to do.
Who is that?
Oh, that's Olotepesi, your wife's advocate.
You look tough, eh?
So am I.
Do you know what? Ever since these court proceedings began, I felt young and free. I think it's the early time I went back to the dating scene.
Good for you, but you need to keep your pants on for the duration of this case.
Oh, okay.
All rise. Case number 29, divorce case between Lamek Sawe and Peace Sawe.
It saddens me that two people who promise to love and cherish one another till death do them part opt to use the court to put them asunder. Opening statements.
As you said, Your Lordship, two people, man and woman, promise to love, honor, and cherish each other, in sickness and in health, in good and bad times. They do this with the expectation that their partner will keep the promises made before God, family, and friends. But when all of the above is cast away, broken and replaced with disrespect, contempt, and harassment, denial of basic human needs and rights, food, sleep, malicious denial of conjugal rights, then this marriage is a sham. All this can be summed up in one word: cruelty. The promises that were made in this marriage were broken and replaced with cruelty directed at my client by the respondent. And that is why we are here, Your Honor, on a petitioner's quest for a divorce on the grounds of cruelty. There is no marriage that exists between these two parties except on paper. All that remains is an empty shell. So why keep my client in a miserable, non-existent marriage?
There's a new breed of men that is emerging in our society. These men are averse to commitment, hate responsibility, and have multiple sexual partners. They twist and turn our traditions and cultures to suit their selfish ends. My lady, this is what has given rise to the destruction of the family unit, the proliferation of children raised without fathers, and the alarming increase in divorce rates, and the spread of HIV and AIDS. Lamek Sawe is running from responsibility. He wants to break the family and leave his 4-year-old daughter fatherless. He wants to be free, free to join the breed and help tear our society apart. My lady, this petition for divorce is baseless and must fail.
Hey, Liz, could you get me that...
No, please, Joe. I have my own work to do.
Liz, please, a little mercy.
How about showing a little mercy to me? Ever since Renee left, I've been working extra hours. If you hadn't poked your business all over her, maybe she'd still be here and we'd both be happy right now.
I did not poke my business in places that you...
I meant that literally. This time, everyone has to carry their own load. I have my own pile waiting for me.
She was gentle, loving, and caring. We were pals, very tight pals. I could not picture her out of my life.
Is that why you married her?
Yes, she was the love of my life.
Sounds like you're still in love with her.
Yes, I do. I still do love her.
So why are you filing for a divorce?
She's changed. She's no longer the woman that I used to know. Ever since Sasha was born, she changed. Sasha is our little pretty girl. She's 4 years of age.
How has she changed?
She lost interest in intimacy. After maternity leave was over, she lost interest in the bedroom. First, it began with the usual excuses. I have an headache, I'm not in the mood. Then it changed to, I've not healed. And yet, all this time, I knew it was a lie.
What did you do during that sabbatical?
I gave her time hoping that she'll be ready. It is during this period, she became exceedingly suspicious. Whenever I came home, she went around smelling my clothes, snooping my phone, checking my texts. She even subjected me to a medical examination.
Why?
To check on my health.
Did she also have a medical examination?
No. She said she was clean. I just relaxed and hoped that things would be back to normal.
And did they get back to normal?
No. Citing the reason as to why I had not acquired a sexually transmitted disease, she said that I was assured not to have used a condom. And so she gave me this window period to observe me, to check on my behavior. She started coming at my workplace to check if I were there, as I had said. It was very disruptive of me.
How so?
There was this occasion. I was having a meeting in the boardroom with international clients. And she came to the office. She inquired from the receptionist where I was. She was told I was not available. Instead, she turned on the receptionist and she accused her of having an affair with me. To make things worse, she came in the boardroom and she accused me in front of everybody that I was having a relationship, an affair to be exact, with the receptionist. Things got more uglier. She put Sasha, our daughter, on top of the boardroom table.
Unbelievable. She left your child on top of the boardroom table.
Right. Smack on top of the table. Everybody that was in the office was a witness to it.
My goodness.
Objection, what's the council up to?
No melodrama in my courtroom, Miss Kamona. Objection sustained.
Much obliged, my lady.
Did you manage to talk about this when you got home?
No, when we got home, she unlocked all the doors of the house. Sasha and I spent on the guest room.
Did you sort it out?
No. The next morning, she came and picked Sasha without a word. And so I tried to check if I could take my breakfast and change my clothes. When I went to the house, the doors were locked. I went to my place of work with clothes that I had worn the previous day.
How long did you sleep in the guest wing?
Countless number of times. As a matter of fact, I packed my stuff, half of it, and even put it in the guest wing. I became a fugitive in my own house.
And even when you did spend the night with your wife in bed, did she give you your conjugal rights?
Nope. In fact, she emphasized that I should get a vasectomy. You know, she complained that she had an allergy towards contraceptives. And so, vasectomy was her best option. She did not want to fall pregnant again.
Did you agree to have the vasectomy?
Vasectomy? No way.
And how did your refusal to have a vasectomy affect your marriage?
It gave her a more bigger excuse to deny me my conjugal rights.
How else did her cruelty manifest itself?
On a more serious day, she would hit me with anything that was near her. At times, lock me in one of the rooms, or even ambush me in the bathroom. Can you imagine that?
Go on, tell us. Tell this court about the injuries you sustained.
While there are minor and major injuries, there are broken ribs and broken bones. I mean, the doctors have the report, they can see the rest, right?
And on how many occasions did she beat you up?
Well, there's a report, right? Way too many times, okay.
But you're a man, much stronger than her. Why didn't you ever fight back?
When I was a kid, my father used to beat my mother. And I promised myself never to beat a woman. Not even raise my own boys. I never fought back. Never.
Did anyone else know what was going on in your marriage?
No one. No one did. Until when I had enough and decided to file my own divorce suit.
Do you think your wife is crazy?
No, she's quite sane.
Therefore, she had a reason to believe that you are cheating on her.
I haven't given her reason to suspect me.
So, you're calling her crazy?
No, she just has a suspicious mind, that's all.
Am I correct in saying that when she came to your office was because you'd not been home the previous night and she was concerned for your safety?
I always come home.
What about on 23rd of January 2010 on your friend's bachelor's party? Did you go home the night you lied that you had blacked out in the car after you drank too much?
I had drink too many and I blacked out in the car till the next morning.
We all know what happens at bachelor's parties, don't we?
Objection, Your Honor. We do not all know what happens at bachelor parties.
Sustained. You can do better than that, Ole TidPix.
Much obliged, my lady. I withdrew the inference. What happened on your birthday this year?
On my birthday, my friends threw me a surprise party and...
Let me guess, you had one drink too many and you blacked out till morning.
Well, as a matter of fact, yes.
Those are two occasions where you spent the night out without informing your wife. The next day, she was all over the place looking for you. Wasn't she warranted to come to your office to find out if you're okay?
But she could have used the phone. She could have called me.
I put it to you that your phone was switched off.
It ran out of charge, but that was late in the morning.
Why didn't you call her?
Well, things were moving too fast, I must have forgotten.
You expect us to believe that? You switch off your phone and disappear for a night, and you expect your wife not to worry? Answer the question, please.
No.
Thank you.
Is it about time? I can come back later.
Well, you're already here. Might as well get on with it. I could do with a few minutes break. Shoot.
Wait, Mr. Mwako, we need another intern.
That's in order. Go right ahead and conduct the interviews.
Right, I'll just start the process. It's just that I'm so swamped.
I understand, given that Rainier has left us. Is that all?
Yes.
Good.
The entire marriage, I was the family doctor. And before, I was Mr. Lamek Sawe's doctor for 3 years.
And he came to you with all his medical issues?
Yes.
What happened the first time you treated Lamex during his marriage?
He had a cut on his upper back that required 12 stitches. He told me he fell while playing rugby, but I recorded it as an assault.
Why?
Well, the position and angle of the cut could not have come from a fall. It had to be a huge blow from a sharp object. He had that cut 3 years ago.
And the next time you treated Lamex, he had broken ribs?
Yes, he had 3 broken ribs, a crack on the femur, and a bent nose. I was forced to admit him for 8 days.
Why? Did he have to be admitted for 8 days?
2 reasons. The first, he lied. He told me he was tackled too roughly while playing rugby with colleagues, but the wounds were not consistent with a tackle.
And the second reason?
While under sedation for the treatment, he confessed to me that his wife, Peace, had pushed him down the stairs.
I noticed you also recorded that as an assault?
Yes, I did. And during checkups, I asked him to report to the police, but he refused. He instead insisted on getting back to work. Now, his decision was very much consistent with one suffering from a condition generally referred to as the battered man syndrome, so I just let him go.
My lady, I would like to submit the medical report of Mr. Sawe's injuries that were caused by Peace Sawe.
Objection. There is no witness to this supposed assault.
They're medical reports by a competent doctor.
Which were confessed under sedation.
I will look at them and decide.
Thank you. You referred him to a psychologist. Why did you feel the need to do so?
Well, once every 3 months or so, Lamek will come see me with weird injuries, which I treated and recorded in his file. Now, during this time, I also noticed his loss of weight, dark circles around his eyes, and so on. Well, his withdrawal from people, and most alarmingly, his alcohol intake, because it had moved from a social drink to daily excessive drinking. Now, all this indicated to me that the man was in serious trouble and needed urgent professional help.
And how long did you see the psychologist?
For 7 months straight. After the 7 months, he called me for coffee when he told me that he was filing for divorce. He actually said it was the only way that he could retain his sanity.
Is that word for word?
Word for word, yes.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Here are the letters that require your signature, sir.
Get this file that contains applications of the interns to Liz and tell her to shortlist 10 using the same criteria as before.
Sawa, sasa hivi tu.
How's your family?
They are fine. Kaka, nashukuru sana.
Have the ones within the CBD delivered right now?
I'll do that right away.
That will be all.
Sir.
Dr. Lopo, you mentioned that you were having coffee with Mr. Sawe when he told you that he's filing for a divorce.
Correct?
How often do the two of you have coffee together?
Well, just once in a while.
Just once in a while. So we can classify the two of you as friends, at least for the past 4 years or so.
Well, I know where you're headed. I did not fabricate the report for him. My report was very consistent with the hospital's emergency records, the admission records, the emergency room records, and the nurse's observations. Well, you're free to call the hospital and confirm.
Very efficient. Tell you what, I wish I had a doctor like you. But my main concern at the moment is how you manage to deduce all these injuries as assaults.
I treat over 20 cases per day. Infections, allergies, accidents, rape, assault, sports injuries, etc., etc. I can be able to identify an assault based on the injuries, or most importantly, by the demeanor of the patients. So if I classify these injuries as assault, I had clear reasons to which I've clearly indicated in the report.
Nothing further, my lady.
Mr. Sawe,
Yes, my lady.
why didn't you report the beatings to the police?
My lady, I do not want to cause any trouble for my wife. Thank you, my lady.
You may be having a problem.
Good grief.
Dad,
I've just seen your 5 missed call. Is everything okay?
since when do you decide not to return my calls? I've been calling you all day. I even tried your other line.
I was just returning your call when you bite in. Is everything fine?
Everything is fine, as for now.
Well, I had such a tight morning. I got myself buried in work and had my calls bad and my phone on silence. And those that came in, I ignored.
It's one of those cases, huh?
Yep. So what's up?
You are buried in your work that you actually even forgot it's Kimani's parents' day.
It's completely slipped my mind.
Dad, she will not forgive you if you don't attend. She is doing a poem that she actually wrote and won a prize for.
David, I'm swamped. I cannot possibly make it
Dad,
for the...
you have to. If you don't, it'll break her heart. And you know that.
You're right. God, how I miss your mother. She could have helped me out in this one.
It's all lies. Lies. Lamex and I started having problems when Sasha was born. Actually, when I was 9 months pregnant. When intimacy was close to impossible. The late night started. But it was okay then. I didn't have a problem. But it got worse when the baby was born. Late nights at work. Then I started noticing some very strange behavior from him. Texting in the middle of the night, or used to pick his calls in the corridors where I couldn't see him.
Is that when you started suspecting him of having an affair?
Yes. I started checking on his phone calls and clothes. I just wanted to make sure that he's not cheating on me. Then I found 3 flirty SMS. with a lot of sexual connotations. One of them was the receptionist. I asked him about it. He apologized and promised to change.
Did he?
Yes, but I demanded a medical checkup. I wanted to make sure that I'm okay and my baby. I was protecting my baby and myself. Then we went for a checkup. The results were negative, but again I had to wait for the HIV window, which is 3 months. I did not deny him. I was protecting myself. Is that a crime?
No, it's not. Tell me, what about barging into his boardroom while you had a meeting and constantly checking on him in the office?
I was desperate. I was desperate to save my marriage. I was so desperate that I became irrational. But then Lamex was sleeping out. He used to come home in the morning. I thought by going after him, checking whatever he's doing, that I'll stop him from his affairs. But this made me a vicious woman. It made me look bad. It made me make a fool of myself, which I regret to date. But I apologize for it. I did. All I wanted was him to be a father, a husband, till death do us part.
Did your quarrels ever become physical?
Never.
But your husband was admitted and treated several times for beatings.
I've never laid a finger on him. Look at him. Who looks stronger? Why would I beat him in front of Sasha? What kind of example would I be setting? Even if she's a toddler. He plays rugby. And his injuries match the dates of his game.
Did you lock him out of the bedroom?
Never. He used to do that intentionally. He would come home late, smelling of a woman, and goes to the guest room so that I wouldn't know. Then he will bathe, wear clean clothes, and come to the main house. I don't know what I can do any longer. I've tried my best. Sasha deserves the best. He deserves a father and a mother. I tried my best. But he used to do all those crazy things so that I can get out. I don't know why he's running away from his responsibilities. I've tried my best to save this marriage. I believe in the family, and I believe we can pull through this.
Do you have any evidence of your husband's infidelity?
I know he has affairs.
Yes or no?
I don't have a proof.
Yes or no?
No.
You said that you found SMSs from your husband's lovers on his phone. Any proof of that?
No.
It never occurred to you to forward the SMSs to yourself for future reference?
It never occurred to me that he'll file for a divorce.
You also said the dates of his injuries were consistent with the dates of his rugby games.
Yes.
Well, I have the dates of his rugby games and I have the dates of his hospital visits and they don't match. Why are you lying?
I'm not lying.
Care to explain why your testimony is not in agreement with the facts?
I was going through a very tough time. I was preoccupied to save my marriage.
That you assaulted your husband, knowing very well he wouldn't fight back, broke his bones, tore his flesh, denied him food, not to mention his conjugal rights, all in the name of saving your marriage.
But he was having affairs.
Do you have any proof? None whatsoever. Nothing further.
You may be seated, Mrs. Sawe. The court takes a recess till tomorrow, 2:30 p.m.
Sally?
Yes.
Oh, the case doesn't look very well on our part.
What do you mean?
If the judge believes that you assaulted your husband or did any of those things that he mentioned, well, let's keep our fingers crossed. You never know.
I must say that was extremely well.
I agree with you.
Now, what happens next? Do you think they'll grant me the divorce?
Well, so far your wife has been unable to defend herself, and she has no evidence of your alleged infidelity. If she did, then the case would definitely turn to her favor.
And I hope it won't.
Don't worry about it. But you mentioned that
We have to action plan B. It's the best course of action. You have to trust me on this one.
Easier than said, eh?
I know. Elsie? Will we talk today?
I'm not surprised, but unfortunately today is not a good day. How about tomorrow morning, 8:30 in my office?
Tomorrow morning works for me. Just have a long day, you know.
Sorry, I didn't see you come in there.
Yeah, it's fine. Pauline?
She left a couple of months ago to pursue a presenter's job.
Well, she finally got it.
Yeah, she did. Hi.
A little busy here to see Elsie.
Yeah, she had mentioned that to me earlier. She's expecting you in the boardroom right this way?
Okay, but I know the way I used to work here, so no.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You requested this meeting? Go ahead.
As you know, the judgment is due this afternoon. You're not jumping the gun, but in the event that your petition is granted, we'd like to agree, tentatively, of course, on custody and maintenance of the child and alimony for my client. My client would like custody for Sasha, maintenance for the child, and alimony for herself.
Propose joint custody, whereas the child will stay with Peace. We would like to agree on visitation rights.
What's up for discussion? What do you have in mind?
Visitation once a week and one uninterrupted. Holiday for 1 week every 6 months. That's all.
It's okay. Lamix. Let's say my marriage.
That's up to the judge now. We'll have alternate holidays, which are Christmas and Easter. That's all.
Child support?
For child support, school fees and expenses are well catered for. I have no problem with that.
Alimony?
As for alimony, let's us consider that Peace takes home a good 6-figure salary. She's more than capable of taking care of herself.
The law dictates that the man takes care of his ex-wife.
You're pushing it, Oletepesi. The divorce is on grounds of cruelty by your client. I don't see it happening.
It's okay. I'll be fine.
As informed by the evidence of the wife and her husband and his witnesses, I find in favor of the petition for divorce on grounds of cruelty. The marriage, being the subject matter of this suit, is therefore dissolved.
Much obliged, Your Ladyship.
Do parties now wish to address me on the issue of custody and maintenance?
Yes, my lady. I met with my learned friend and we recorded a consent agreement. We would like the court to consider that agreement as a settlement of the matter.
All right. Olete Pesi?
That is my client's wish, Your Ladyship.
All right. This makes work much, much easier for me. In the matter of Lamek's Sawe and Peace Sawe, having dissolved their marriage, I hereby grant the custody of their 4-year-old daughter, Sasha, to Peace Sawe. Lamek's will have access rights to the child and visitation rights of 1 day per week, a 1-week holiday every 6 months to a destination the father may deem fit, and alternate rights on Christmas and Easter. Lamek's will further make payments of 45,000 shillings every month towards maintenance of the minor. The matter will be reviewed in 6 months. The court is adjourned.
All rise.
I thought you'd be over the moon.
My marriage has failed. My little Sasha will be without her father for 6 days in a week, 25 days in a month, 320 days in a year. My little Sasha is suffering because of the sins of her parents.